Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to teach you the third method to apply the Ajax, that is by using the Ajax function. So here, this is the previous file. I have removed the jQuery code, and here you can see that I'm also going to remove it. We can do all the things from the start. And now I'm gonna execute this file. In the browser you have to write localhost, and in the Ajax folder, this is the Ajax folder, and here is maybe, yes, my example is not started, so now here is, I'm going to start my example. Here is this, and here it is started. And now let's reload it. So now it is a access, and this file I have created 122 Ajax in which we will give our values. And now here I'm gonna create another field in which we will give our email like this, and here is email, and here is, or you can say that directly email, and here is hash id is equal to, here is mail, id is mail, and then here is, I'm going to copy these new lines from here and paste it here, and now it's okay, and reload the page. Here is the name field, here is the email, and here is the submit button. And now what I am going to do here is, you can see that first of all I will give the value in these fields, and then we will take these values through the Ajax, and then we will send these values through the Ajax request to this PHP page. I have also created this PHP page, and now let's do this. First of all, when we click on this submit button, then we have to get the values from the field. Here is dollar hash btn dot click, and here is function, here is this, here is, and now when we click on this button, so we want to get the values from these fields. So here is, I'm going to create some variables in which we will save the values. Here is in the first the name variable in which we will save the name. So here is, first of all, select the text name field that is here, txt, whose id is txt, and dot well, and then here is control D, so it is copy down, and here is remove it, here is mail, and here is, I'm going to save it in a mail variable, and now the values are in the variables. And then what we need to do, we have to send these values through the Ajax request. So now I'm going to write the Ajax request. Here is, first of all, dollar dot Ajax, here is Ajax, and then we have to write parentheses, then semicolon, and this function name is Ajax, but we will specify the method later, and this is the function name. So now in between this we have to specify the brackets, so like this, here is, and here is this. So now here what we need to do, first of all, we have to give the URL of the file to which we want to send this data. So you have to write like this, you have to write the URL property like this, and then you have to write colon, and then in the double quotes or the single quotes you have to write the file name. Here is 122 Ajax, ajax.php, ajax.php. So now in this way you have to specify the URL, and then you have to write comma. And after the comma, why we have write comma? Because now we want to give some other properties. The next thing that we have to specify is the type. What method this Ajax request will choose to send the data. There are two methods. First method is get, second method is post. So here I'm gonna use the post method. So for this, here we have to write the post in the capital words, and now this is the different method. We are using the Ajax function to send the request, but there are only two methods. First method is the get, the second is the post, and this is just a way to send the values. This post is not the method that we have used in the previous lecture. This is just a simple post method that is used to send the values, so the values is more secure. And after this we have to specify the data like this. Here is data. Here I want to tell you something. These are the values, this name, mail, and the name are the values. Here we have to create other variables like in the previous methods. That variables will be used in this PHP file. So here is, we have to write those variables names in the double or single quotes. Here is namey. I'm gonna write namey, and here we have to also write equal. And after this we have to write its value plus to concatenate the value. Here is this. So now I hope you understand it. This is the variable. In this variable we will save our name value, and then this variable will be sent by the Ajax request, and we will use this variable in this PHP page. And this is the format. We have to write the variable name in the double or single quotes. The equal is also in the double or single quotes, and this is the plus sign. Plus sign is used to concatenate this name value with this variable. And if we want to send only one variable, so write like this. But if we want to add the next variable, so we have to write plus, and then we have to write double quotes, and then its variable name, I'm going to write email. Here is the variable name is email, and in this variable I'm going to save mail. Here you can see that this is the email variable, and it has the value of the mail. Here you can see that this is the mail variable who have the email value, and this value is assigned to this variable email. And here you see that this is the first variable, and its value, and this is the second variable. And now this is the second variable, so we have to write, and or we can also call it ampersand and sign. This and sign in the second variable, because this is the second variable of the data. So if we write only one, so we don't need to write this and sign. But if we write more than one variables, if we send more than one variables, so we have to write this and sign with every variable. And now leave it like this. And now after this we have to get the response, so that's why I have write this comma. So now it is end. And now here, now we have to receive the response from the PHP file. So for this we have to write another you can say the property, that is success, and in the success we have to write the function. This success is different from the previous one. In this success we will receive the response. In this function we will receive the response. You can call it data or anything. I'm going to write it response. So now in this success property we will receive the response from this PHP file, and we will print that response in the div. So here is like div dot text. here is, and now I hope you understand my point. This is a success property. When the response is received, so this function will execute, and now both of this data is sent it. And if we want to send more data, so what we need to do, we just need to write plus and then the third variable name by writing this and sign, and then the variable name. Here I'm going to write like assume this is the variable name, and then you have to write its value like this. Here you have to write its value whatever it is in a variable. So in this way you can send the data as many as you want. So now here in the PHP file, first of all we have to check the values or receive or not. Here is set, and here is this, and here is this. First of all I'm going to check, first of all I'm going to check post method. We are using the post method to send the values namey, because we are sending the namey, and here is this. And then we have to check $_post like this, and email. And now if it will return true, so what we need to do, we have to print these values, or you can print anything. And here is, so here what I'm going to print, first of all here is data receive, then I will print the values, and this echo statement will be this echo statement will print this data, this line, and this line is sending the response, and this response is print on the screen. So now here is, refresh it, and here if I type Fahad and Fahad at gmail.com and submit, so here is the data is received. So in this way you can send the values, you can send the data. And now I'm going to print the data. Here is name is space, then dot, and here is $_post, and now here is name Fahad, and now here I want to print the email also. But here when I type like this, here is email, here is mail, and here is email dot, and here is $_post, and here is email. And now here is, you see that this is the name Fahad, and then email Fahad at gmail.com. So now there is no new line here. We have to add the HTML before before this we have to add HTML, but this HTML is not going to work. It will print on the screen like a normal text. Here you can see that. So why it is not working? Because here you see that here we have just used the simple text function. If we use the HTML, then it will work perfectly. Here is, refresh it, and here is Fahad, and here is Fahad at gmail.com, and submit. So here is name, and HTML will work perfectly, because here the HTML will render perfectly. Otherwise it will print like a normal text on the screen. And you can also use other HTML, other headings and other things. And now this is the success function. And now here you can also give direct other variables like this. Here is, I'm gonna create the telephone number, like cell number, like here is the variable tel, and then its value is 03 3 8 6 9 4 5, and at the start there is country code 92. So now this is the telephone number that I have write, and here we have to write the and sign because this is not the first variable. And now here you see that in the previous we have write the and sign and then variable then equal, and here we have write the same functionality, but after it we have write the comma and then we have append this variable, concat this variable, join this variable value with this variable. But here you see that this is the direct value, so when we are giving the direct value, so we don't need to write the separate and then plus like this. We can directly give it in the single we can directly give it in the quotes, and we don't need to write the separate like this plus, and we can just write like this. And now we can also grab this value from here. Here is this, and here is this post, and here is tel, variable name is tel, and now here I'm going to print dot, and here is br, and here is tel, and then here is dot, and here is post. Here is I'm just giving it some things. So here you see that here we have to refresh it, and here is Fahad at gmail.com, and submit, and here is the number, email, Fahad, and all the things are working. You can also give it many other HTML. So now I hope you are enjoying this lecture. If you have any problem, so kindly add the discussion. In the next video I'm going to discuss some other things like we can also apply the status codes if we can't found this page or we can't found the page, so we can print the errors on the screen, we can't find the page. And we can also discuss the other callback functions like error, like complete, and like success. So thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion. I will help you as much as I can.